So Squad Alpha 10 just came out. It's February 5th, and it's time to go over all the new changes in this update. So in the update, under the gameplay category, we're gonna have a new vaulting system and animation system. So essentially the vaulting system works exactly how you think it would work. You just walk up to something that looks like you can hop over, and click space. And look at that, animation to jump over it. Now this comes along with a couple things. So as you notice, as I fall off of something, there's a little animation when you hit the ground. Along with this, dropping down and going prone is not instant anymore. Same goes for crouching. So let's go ahead and stand up again. Go ahead and crouch. It's not instant anymore. So this new animation system also comes with a free look. So if you just hold default, it's left alt. If you just hold that, you can look around. They've also added crouch sprinting, which is extremely helpful. So let's go ahead and crouch. This is normal crouch walking, but now you can hold shift and sprint while crouching. They've also added, now you can lean while going prone. So let's go ahead and go prone here. Press E to lean to the right. Q to lean to the left. Another thing they've added is while deploying a fob radio, they start out at 0 ammo and 0 structure points. So let's go ahead and go to the fob radio. Go ahead and place that down. As you can see in the top left hand corner, it's 0, 0. A huge game-changing feature that they've also added is the Logy System. So we're in a Logy truck right now. And in order, you can see at the bottom right, it says fob resupply and then it says ammunition. So in order to select which one we're going to be filling up or dropping off, you're going to go ahead and click 1 or 2. Now this will go through either you want to select construction material or the ammunition. So if we want, let's say 1000 ammunition, you're going to want to come over here, then just hold, right click, and that'll fill it up. And you can see the ammunition bars ticking up. Same works for the other one, so let's just go over to that, hold right click. Now if we want to drop it off, we just go over to the fob or whatever, and then select which material you want to drop off, and then you just hold left click. Simple as that, works for both. Now this way you can carry either 2000 of one of them, 1500 of one, plus 500 of the other. It's very, very useful. Now, because of this new logistical change, some deployables have received a reduction in constructions, such as the habs, emplacements, and the ammo crates. Now, the game mode Advanced and Secure has received a couple changes. You'll no longer be able to send a couple troops over to a flag you have not captured and try to stop the enemy there. You will not stop a capture of a flag if you cannot capture that flag. So the meta recently has been to rush the first flag of the enemy, but this will no longer be an effective solution to winning. Now another change to gameplay, they've added a 3-minute waiting period to the start of each game. This allows squad leads to communicate and kind of plan out what they're going to be doing. During this time, you cannot leave spawn, so yeah. They've also changed the animations for, well, obviously everything, but specifically weapons. This plays into gameplay. So while switching to a gun, you can now cancel an animation. So if I go to my grenade, don't finish that animation, then switch to my pistol. As you can see, that's instant. Before, you'd have to wait to fully take out your pistol before switching to a grenade. This is very helpful for bandaging now, because let's say you accidentally click the wrong button, which happens to me quite frequently. You no longer have to wait to take your bandages out. You can click a wrong button, then instantly click 5, and bam, bandages out. So scopes have been redone to improve the visuals and fidelity of looking through an optic. Basically, this makes a pseudo tunnel effect when looking around, so I'm assuming what a pseudo tunnel effect is basically just like blurring the outside of whatever's not in the scope, maybe. I'm not really sure what that means, but it looks a lot better regardless. They've also, if you haven't been paying attention, this is the new map. They've added the new map. It's called Balea, I believe. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that but this is the map. As you can see, it's got a couple cap points, tire factory, main tunnel, Nicola, and radio station. Now, along with all this, or most of the scopes, you can now range the scopes. So in order to do that, what you do is you zoom into your scope here, and then you hold X and then scroll wheel, and you can see it increase right here. So let's stop on 300. There we go. So now the bottom right says 300 meters. That's how you range your scope. One of the coolest features that they've added is the implementation of bipods. So let's go ahead and lay down on the ground. In order to use your bipod, the default button is C. So now when you shoot, you have almost no recoil compared to without the bipod. It's fucking everywhere. So now the insurgents and the militia squad leaders, the medics and the marksman roles all have a new pistol. It's called the TT-33 Tokarov. This replaces the Makarov. So this is the pistol. They've also added the RPG-26 to the first unlocked light anti-tank role for the Russian army. Here it is. As you can see, it looks like a more modern version of the RPG. Essentially, it's the same thing, it's just an anti-tank. That's exactly what you think it would do. So taking a look at this, at the second LAT for the Russian army, here we have the heat round. So you have 2 of these. And then it has the 2 frag rounds, and this is the new animation that goes. For the US Army Squad Lead, we now have a new pistol. It's the M17. This replaces the old Beretta. So all the US Army kits, with a few exceptions, now use the M4 rather than the M4A1. This is essentially a very similar gun, but instead of being fully automatic, if you switch, it's a 3-round burst. So here's an example. Here's the 3-round burst, and there's the single shot. So now all factions now have access to a machine gunner kit. It's located in the fire support role, and it unlocks at 5 squad members. It's limited to 4 per team. One very useful feature that they've added is for all the marksman roles, they now come equipped with a bino. This is located where the shovel is. So here's the field binocular. Just like the other binoculars, it has a... I don't know why it's shaking, but it has reticle. With all vehicles, it now takes a certain amount of time to jump in them, so you have to hold F in order to enter them, and then hold F in order to exit. In the BTR variants, they have added a commander pit, so if you click F3 and hold it, you go into this periscope type of view. And then when you're in the turret, there's a couple different options now. If you go ahead and click 1 or 2, so we have the coaxial machine gun, we have the armor-piercing incendiary ammo, we have smoke launchers, and sometimes the 4th option. It's not here. I think it's in the other one. No. But anyways, so you can go ahead and click smoke. It creates smoke for 45 to 60 minutes. It's a little bit random, but anyways, it's good for defense. So I think the 4th option was explosive fragmentation rounds for certain variants of vehicles. They've also added an anti-aircraft deployable right here. I think it costs 400 tickets. Basically, you just hold F to enter it like any vehicle. And it's a 23mm, and it's pretty powerful. That about wraps it up for everything new in Squad version 10. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I'm sure I did. So yeah, there we go.